Welcome back, everyone, to the Sunday Spotlight. And we're a little late for Halloween, but that's okay, because so was everyone else with the Uninvited. Now, this game is a journey for me, as one of the well-known MacVenture trilogy, a series of adventure games for the Macintosh released in the 1980s, which includes Deja Vu and Shadowgate. This one came out in 1986. We are, of course, playing the Steam re-release, courtesy of developer Zoojoy, which was actually founded by the original developers, David Marsh and Carl Rulofs, and they still hold the IP. They're a unique style of point-and-click adventure game, focusing on detailed environments, complex interactions. It's October 33rd. Ministry tells me every day is Halloween. Well, there you go. But yeah, these are interesting because they actually have some pretty strong stories and writing for the time, but they fall prey to a lot of the eccentricities of the adventure game genre. Let's be done with Hallows Eve. Moving on. Yeah, Corinna's ready for Christmas and all that it implies. I can hear Mariah Carey already. Now, I did not in fact play the Mac releases or the Apple II version, but instead the ones released for the NES back in 1989 and 1990. And if you know anything about NES port jobs, you know that Nintendo controls the platform with an iron fist. There are countless stories of content changes, both major and minor, and the Uninvited is no exception. Keep her away from me. There's no escape, Orange. Her and Petaru are on the way. But yeah, some of the changes in The Uninvited are fairly superficial. Instead of a girl looking for her brother, you play the brother looking for his sister. And a lot of the deaths and gorier bits were toned down, that kind of thing. But some of the changes are actually mechanically significant. There are exactly zero good ports for the NES, SNES. Well, good is definitely reaching, but I actually did kind of I found the NES ports interesting. Let's put it that way. So some of the changes are mechanically significant. The Mac version has you on kind of an unseen timer, whereas the NES version basically gives you all day to complete it. The console version even had a soundtrack, which sits rather strongly in the memory. I was very surprised to learn that the original version did not. Now, for obvious reasons, we will not be showing this, but I actually encourage all of you to check it out. Go look up some tracks on YouTube or something. There's honestly some pretty good evocative chiptune work. But anyway, the main reason this stands out to me is that alongside the lurking horror, it's one of my first real horror games. It's a simple premise, but builds nicely on the atmosphere. You wake up after a car crash in front of a spooky mansion, your brother or sister has gone missing, your car catches fire, no choice but to go inside and find them. Danger is both overt and subtle, with monsters running around and a creeping sense of corruption in the house. And make no mistake, the MacVentures were out for blood. Your torch running out, taking the wrong pills, getting careless with a knife, talking to the wrong person, breaking the wrong mirror of a set of identical mirrors, waiting a few turns in the very first screen of the game. Like a lot of adventure games, doing just about anything can kill you, including nothing at all. And despite the content changes, a lot of the more nightmarish bits were still very much intact in the NES version. I'm playing this when I'm like 10 or 11, thinking it's some cool puzzle game, and then some spectral monster drops in out of nowhere and flays me down to the bones, or a pack of dogs tears my throat out, or I get covered in acid and melt. You bet your ass that stays with you when you're that age. Now, most of the puzzles are committed to memory, which is good because some of the solutions are completely insane. There's actually a weird mix of puzzles here. Like, some things are fairly logical or have rules and structure you can figure out. Expect 10 deaths this Sunday Spotlight. Don't disappoint me. Oh, we will be showing off quite a few, willingly and unwillingly. But yeah, some of the puzzles make sense, and sometimes you're like whacking a cookie jar with a battleaxe or spraying Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind with a bottle of like anti-ghost spray. This one fucking goes, people. Let's get rolling and I'll show you what I mean. Yep, minimized again. This one's going to be a bit of a reader. But you can see you've got the primary interface right over here showing where the quote-unquote action is. But this is a very text-heavy game. And it was interesting to see how much of the text was basically intact in the NES version, even though they had to heavily condense a lot of the interface and writing. Anyway, look out! The last thing you remember before the darkness rushed up to claim you is your brother's startled cry. You managed to swerve around the shadowy figure that appeared in the roadway, but lost control as the car jumped the shoulder and plunged headlong into this tree. Swiveling your battered head, you survey the wreckage. You realize you were alone. Your kid brother must have gone off to get some help. As you pry yourself free of the steering wheel's embrace, you can't help but notice the pungent odor of gasoline as it leaks from the ruptured gas tank. Alright, so, this style of adventure game, it's verb-based. You've got a list of commands up here, and as you click on things, it will indicate what you can interact with. And there's some degree of context-sensitive actions with just a mouse. As you see, I tried to click and drag the steering wheel, but then it said the steering wheel won't move. Wish me luck. I'm going into some of the last X stages in the Arc Knight variants. Me versus the Vatican's strongest goofballs. Hey, good luck, Mirage. I'd already called Dean and Sam from Supernatural. Shadowy figure on the road is key supernatural plot. Have you been graced by the preference of any Ultima SNES ports? That is a good question. I don't think for the SNES. I think... I want to say I played one of those that somehow made it to the NES, like one of the very early ones, but I cannot say that with any confidence. I know I played some of the Might and Magic games on Nintendo, but I cannot say certain for Ultima. Anyway, so yeah, we have a limited number of actions to get out of the car, so you kind of need to be mindful of what you do here. The solution is basically just to click on here, and you can actually double-click to open the door, or click on this and click open, and that opens up the exits here. Alright, car opens with some effort. The accident has caused some damage to the door. And out we go. Boom! There's a mighty explosion behind you as your car bursts into flames. At least save you the cost of a tow. Better to find your younger brother and have him call a cab instead of a tow truck. So yeah, there's some nice bit of, like, wit to this. And every now and then, the game will kind of snarkily acknowledge what's happening. There's one particular gag later on with a death that is actually kind of funny. We'll see if we can get to there. But anyway, you stand at the front of a porch of a house. This old Gothic mansion casts gloomy shadows all around you. A sharp wind cuts through your flesh to chill your bones. The pounding thunder grows louder and more threatening. There are just two, 5 and 7. They're both miserable experiences for unique and refreshing reasons. Yeah, I can imagine that was a very difficult port job, and one of those cases where the story behind it is probably more entertaining than the actual game. Now, might as well save. Save early, save often. Valhalla awaits. So yeah, one of the features in this game, there's a lot of fluff in the environment you can interact with and things that respond to various actions. There's a lot of items you can pick up that have no function whatsoever, but are just flavor or just extra information. Which is all well and good, but in the Mac version you are on kind of a timer, so it behooves you to sort of be goal-oriented and focus on what you need to be doing. Fortunately, it's not a very long game, but it's one of those things where if you're far enough along in the timer but not far enough in actually solving puzzles, you could be in trouble. Anyway, this dark Gothic mansion is cold and foreboding. It's not a nice place to visit or live. Yeah, the Mac Apple. Oh god, yeah. We're going old school with this one. The thunder was the car exploding a second and third time. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because this Steam version does have access to both the Mac and the Apple II versions, and I think the sound work in the Mac version is actually a little clearer and more crisp. Anyway, one thing we got to do before we can go in, and I think the door won't even open until we do this, is open up this here mailbox. Alright. Then we got a letter in here. Now, interestingly, we can interact with things that are in objects. So we're going to open this up. You can see we got kind of a nested set of containers here. Let's go ahead and read this feller. The note reads, "Dear Master, please forgive me. My health prevents me from aiding you in your battle against the evil one. You teach your students well. They become too powerful for their own good. Enclosed is an amulet that should look familiar. Wear this charm and think of me. The undead fear symbology. Still the evil. Set it free for the sake of family." So we've got this thing right here. It's a heavy chain necklace with a gaudy gold amulet attached. It looks very old and handmade. We need this to complete the game. So might as well take that. As you hear the stray dog barking in the distance, you are reminded that rabies shots are very unpleasant. Right. And let's see if we can open this feller. Actually, let's try knocking. Why not? We'll be polite. Crack! There go the knuckles in your right hand. Bones weren't made to take such abuse. Can you take such pain? So yeah, there's some actions here that are consistent. These actions are consistent across all the MacVenture games, and a lot of them, a few of them make no sense at all for our character here, because you won't be able to really hit or speak to anything in the game. But that's just part of the engine they used for Shadowgate and Deja Vu. Anyway, we should be able to open this up now. Eat the door. Yeah, usually to eat stuff in this game, you do, like, use item on the self. Alright, so here we go. Consume door. As you enter the mansion, the door slams closed behind you. Welcome home. This entrance hall is a large, extravagant, luxurious room, yet feels strangely oppressive. So right away, we're getting the sense that there's some occult stuff here, in case it wasn't blindingly obvious from the letter we've got. You can see there's a lot of stuff in here we can interact with. We've got this fascinating painting over here. Painting depicts a mighty python wrapping itself around a rather large egg. The egg seems unfazed and stares intently across the room. Okay, so the egg stares. That's fascinating. I don't know what to make of that. So anyway, one thing we can do right away is open this door over here. This room was designed for deep thought and research. Obviously, it was once inhabited by a serious man of letters. The harsh silence in the rest of the house is muted in this room of contemplation. Alright, what do we got here? It's a map of the heavens, a place you've always wanted to visit. Oh, shit! We're the character from, like, 5 Days Skeptic, or whatever that, Trilby game was that was set in space. Where at the end he just reveals that he just wanted to go to space. That was his whole reason for being there. Anyway, it's a bookcase filled with many fine books. You see the works of Bacon, Poe, Lovecraft, and Nostradamus. Many of the books seem to be hundreds of years old. Many are in ancient languages and are indecipherable to you. It's actually a portrait of Agent 47 for the video game Hitman. Oh, man. You know, it'd be fun to have, like, a horror game, or like a horror setting, but the protagonist is, like, James Bond or something, and they're thrown into this completely, like, they're thrown into the setting completely cold and don't understand what's going on, but also they're very well trained and composed, and they quickly figure out, like, okay, we just got to shoot the warlock in the head. Done. Anyway, we get to read this book right here. The book is open to a page which seems to be filled with definitions. Instantum, sudden, momentary, here and gone gone in an instant. Illuminaris, a bright white light. Projectum, propulsion of an entity. Spirka, a small flame or spark. Specan, to talking. Hephod, or however you pronounce that, etc., etc. So, we get magic spells in this game. This is kind of a holdover in function from Shadowgate. We won't be using these quite as often, but pretty much all we need, I believe, is to memorize these quite possibly. I know there's something we do with some of these. This is a little different from the NES version. I'm less familiar with the Mac version, though most of the puzzles are still intact. We'll put a pin in that information for now. Anyway, let's open this door and go on to our first death. So we're going to save right here. This room is devoid of any aesthetic warmth or beauty. It is purely functional, with no concern for the trivialities of interior design. Hold on a second. I think that probably just automatically saves over what I've got there. So yeah, some of these doors we can get into right away, but as soon as we open this door, a mysterious woman appears. She's dressed like Scarlett O'Hara, and she stands with her back to you. Now, one notable difference from this to the NES version is the Scarlet Ghost here is a lot less quick to murder you. Right now, basically anything you do except the solution will get you killed. Whereas in the NES version, you can, like, speak to her, kind of move around her and such. Where I think even if we examine her here, yeah, remember Word and Excel. Saves on the file, save as a new file. Right. But yeah, we look at her and she turns around and kills us right away. You've gotten the attention of the mysterious lady. She turns to face you. Her face is devoid of any flesh. You are frozen with horror as she begins ripping your body into a bloody mess. So yeah, right away you can tell this game wants your ass dead. So, oh. Here we go. Alright, good. So, the solution to this, as mentioned, is one of the crazier ones here. What we do is we go upstairs. Fortunately, she doesn't bother us if we do that. We open this door right over here and go into here. Now, there's a lot of items in here we can make use of, but there's a few in particular. As mentioned, there's a lot of, like, red herring items that serve no function whatsoever, and you kind of need to look around and pay attention to context and see what you need to do. But there's some stuff in here you can't conceive of the use of yet, but does become important later. Like, look at this thing. This bottle's label reads, "No ghost, for poltergeists, vampires, and other undesirable undead visitors." So yeah. Yeah. Well, it reminds me a little of Dreamweb, where there's a lot of like chaff items on the ground you can interact with, and only some of them are actually useful or relevant to the plot. But it's there for verisimilitude. It's there to add some depth. But in this case, the solution to the Scarlet O'Hara ghost is to spray her with an anti-ghost spray, and that's when you start to see the atmosphere of this game veer a little bit, because it is not necessarily tongue-in-cheek, but it's weird in ways that are completely inexplicable. Like some ghosts, some creatures you deal with are completely orthogonal to what you would expect from a haunted house, and you just kind of learn to go with it. So here's the other thing we need from here. It's an aerosol spray can. The label reads, "Spider Cider, the arachnid anesthetizer recommended by leading entomologists everywhere." This we also need, believe it or not. Let's see. Was there anything else in here? Can of insecticide. You never know when you'll need to kill a bug. That, surprisingly, I don't think we will need. Box of laundry detergent. Box is a handy, resealable spout. The thunder from the storm outside crescendos, then dies out again. And let's see. They don't make boxes like these anymore. The Farmington Corrugated Box Company of Clay Pit, Minnesota, went out of business years ago. Yeah, your car explodes 2 more times. Let's see, what's this thing? Paint stains all over this tarp. All right. Yeah, not much else we can do here, I think. We might need 1 or 2 other items in here, but I think we're good for now. So let's head back out. Now, here's another way the game is just waiting to fuck you over, is that sometimes there are essential details that you need before you can solve the puzzle. For instance, if we try to deal with Scarlet right now... So yeah, the loneliness of this abandoned estate makes you long for the company of your little brother. You've seen neither hide nor hair of him in quite a while. He should be somewhere on this estate, you better find him. So yeah, if we try to throw the no ghost at her right now, which I think we could just drag and drop onto her. Yep, you got the attention of the mysterious lady. She fucks us up. So yeah, you have to open the bottle before you can use it. And that's the level of meanness this game is operating on. Not all the time, not for every puzzle, but often enough that anytime you think you're going to be doing something dangerous, save. So yeah, we have to open the bottle first. Yeah, it assumes you threw the bottle at her. Chuck it. Yeah. Like at the opening of Ghostbusters. I like it. Get her. Very scientific. Alright, bottle is open. Right, now we open this thing up. Now, operate this. Damn it! Okay, I think I do have to, once the bottle's open, I have to drag and drop that. 80s gaming, everyone. There's a reason we moved on from this. Alright, as you remove the cap from the small bottle, a foul odor bombards your olfactory senses. The liquid contents of this nearly empty bottle produce a smell similar to that of an injured skunk. It reminds you of the smell of decay that surrounds the house itself. Alright, now I think we should be ready to rock and roll. But yeah, I remember this distinctly from the NES version. If you speak to her, she'll be something like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here, my love. We'll be together forever." But if you try to talk to her here, she just murks you. Oh, come on, really? Okay, this is just... Hold on a second. Yeah, we're already at 4. Damn it, okay. Oh, there's number 5. Okay, open the bottle first. Done. Now, I know we tried operate, that didn't work. I tried clicking and dragging on her. Okay, hold on a minute. What the fuck is happening here? There's a way to use this, and it is bothering me that it is causing me this many problems. Just a second, folks. Spray. Okay, with the no ghost open, operate the no ghost on the Scarlet O'Hara ghost. Okay, operate is the use verb. That's what I'm missing with it. Alright, so open bottle. Done. Now we invoke her ire. And now we operate the bottle. Okay, I get it. Hit it before you need to drink it and then spit it at her. Okay, yeah. So you see the bottle is highlighted. What you have to do is operate, object, and then use that in the environment. Now she's history. You pour the foul-smelling liquid on the head of the overdressed guest. The liquid seems to burn as it drips over her. The belle lets out a horrifying scream as she appears to melt helplessly. Suddenly you feel like Dorothy and her little dog, too. The bottle is now empty. Right. Go team. Ghost status spritzed. Alright, so now we're free to move around. Let's open some more doors. It looks like a still reproduced from F.W. Murnau's film Nosferatu. There seems to be a familiar face in the background. On closer examination, it appears to be Dave Feldman, whose wit and insight was a valuable asset in the creation of Uninvited. Yeah, there's the classic tell for an adventure game. Just finding the faces of the creators somewhere in there, or the case of like Sierra Games just having a blatant self-insert. But yeah, I always do love little things like that. Anyway, let's see. This is an impressive sight. You could throw a terrific birthday bash in this room. The odor of stale wine still permeates the air. Now, if I recall right, some of this stuff is dangerous to eat. But let's look around. Yeah, good old Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, oh man, the way Leisure Suit Larry 3 ended. That stays with you. Alright, looks like a pretty bouquet of flowers. They're just right for a funeral or your senior prom. This, I think we need. According to the label, it contained Dom Perignon 61, an excellent year. The bottle is both empty and corkless. Someone here must have had a good time. Hey, Zero, good to have you here. We've already died 5 times so far, and we're looking well positioned to get to 10 before the end of the stream minimum. Anyway, what the fuck? Okay. So yeah, the painting shows an eagle flying off with a snake in its talons. The evil air that pervades the estate seems to have infiltrated your very being. Your head and chest feel heavy and thick. You find it increasingly difficult to execute your will. For a minute, your thoughts seem influenced by another mind. Yeah, it wouldn't be a Carl stream if there wasn't death. The evil air that pervades the estate, also I saw that, something moved up there, seems to have... Right, no, I already read that. So anyway, that's a sign that we are starting to become corrupted, and we are on the clock. We have a limited number of moves to complete the game before we're dead, and we've got to hustle. I don't know exactly how much time we've got, but we should probably get more goal-oriented. So yeah, about that thing I thought I saw, there's one other puzzle that is also in the NES version, but it's changed in how it's presented. There's a little creature we'll see, and it kind of... It's in the Mac version, it's kind of blink and you miss it, but in the NES version, it has a whole-on dance routine as it like slowly trots across the room, and it has a musical number, and you get a very good look at it. Whereas here, it's meant to kind of prey on your vision and make you wonder if you saw what you thought you saw. Anyway, brr, there's no central heating in this old Gothic mansion. The curved outer wall of this room is exposed to the elements in 3 directions. It's colder here than it is outside, and there is no fireplace. It must be awful during winter. Alright, let's see if we can open this drawer here. Yep, there it goes. You saw it? Little, like, dinosaur thing. Yeah, you now have to question the reliability. Yeah, exactly. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. You think you saw a somewhat cute, abstract creature with a key in its hand prance by. You're not sure whether it's your eyes or your mind playing tricks on you. It could be both. Anyway, so we've got a ton of letters here. The smiling, key-bearing creature prances quickly past you again. He grins childishly, as if taunting you. Alright, so let's see here. The card reads, HG, Mercury, 80. This appears to be a liquid when in its solid state. The silvery, liquid-like metal reacts visibly to changes in temperature. has a dangerous cumulative effect if taken internally. So this is one puzzle where we'll need the atomic weight of certain materials to like open a safe or something. We'll want to keep a pin in that for now, but we don't necessarily need everything here. Let's see. Can we open this door? No, it's locked. Yeah. Be very funny if the key was a useless red herring. Yeah. It is actually kind of a cute little critter when you... Oh, okay, here we go. When you actually get it to sit still and look at it. But it's just, its presence is strange, and I find it doesn't undermine so much as weirdly complements the atmosphere of this game. And it makes you kind of wonder what even happened here. How much of this am I supposed to take seriously? Anyway, so there's a few things in here. We really only need a couple. The knife and the box of matches are the obvious ones. I don't think anything else is of immediate use, but we'll put a pin in that for now. Alright. Mercury appears liquid in its solid state. Someone failed basic elements. Yeah, yeah. Well, you can tell they just probably threw together a puzzle based on what they half remembered from a science class or something. Anyway, let's see. Does this work? Operate. Oh, nice. As the old Victrola spews out its sounds, a problem occurs within, causing the record to start skipping, and soon the old mainspring snaps with a loud pop. Anyway, that Rudy Valley sure had a schnazzy sound. So yeah, one cute little Easter egg in the NES version is it actually plays the opening tune from Shadowgate. It's a nice little callback. Anyway, what we need to do first... Right, I remember. We need to take this knife over here, because if you examine this couch, I think you feel something kind of hard in there. Or, like... Yeah, the couch is good. Feels good. It's comfortable and very relaxing, but onwards and upwards, time is wasting away. One of these seats in here you do have to cut open. There's like a key hiding in it or something. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's fuck it up anyway and find out. You put a gash in the upholstery of the couch. Maybe not. Maybe that is different. I thought most of the stuff was the same, basically the same from the NES version. I could be mistaken. Anyway. Let's see. Right, here we go. This parlor has lost its original charm. The cracked, dirty walls are a testament to the estate's state of disrepair. Can we dump ice cubes in the deep fryer? Unfortunately, we're a bit before the days where that would be something the average house would have. So, not likely, friend. Sorry. I know. The ice bag deserves a warrior's death. Alright. From here you have a splendid view of the desolate estate. A large black spider quickly runs by you along the railing. Now, believe it or not, we need that spider. So we're going to take this arachnid, like, stunning spray, use it on the veranda, or on the railing. A wide aerosol stream sprays from the spider cider can. It leaves a wet, sticky film on the railing. Now back in we go, and back out we go. Booyah. The spider becomes paralyzed as it comes into contact with the spider cider. It's not dead, but it's not going anywhere without your help. Happy to oblige. Spider is either sleeping or dead. Either way, it shall serve our purposes. Yeah, I'm Spider Cider, and I'm playing a lot of FF14. I know, this is also one of the crazier puzzles in the game. And I don't think it's signposted in any way. Oh, no. You just kind of stumble onto this as a solution. So you go in here, this is the servant's quarters, and as you try to get something, a funny thing happens. Actually, I don't think we need the brush, but yeah, whatever. Dresser is now open, nothing in there. For mattress, operate lamp. Operate the bedroom lamp produced no effect. Rendering of the Twilight Zone's title shot. Nope, that was definitely not your imagination. The little creature is definitely running circles around you. It disappears as quickly as it appears. It moves too fast for you to react to it. Huh. Alright, maybe that dude doesn't show up there. So, yeah, long story short, we used this spider to make a ghost disappear. He hasn't shown up yet, so maybe he also is elsewhere in the mansion at the moment. Alright. Let's see. Let's go upstairs. Might as well open all these doors, why not? Alright. Here we go. Alright. Stairwell contains an old, rickety spiral staircase that spins up to the next level. Alright. Spider Bro, why don't you go over here? Knife, brush. We are taking this fucking battle axe. Hell yeah. At this point, you begin to worry about your little brother. You were supposed to take care of him, but you do not seen him for hours. You pray that no harm has come to him. Yeah, exactly. They have my axe. Alright. The room is bitterly cold. The iron bars, which form the cell, are like rods of ice firmly implanted in both the floor and ceiling. Here's kind of a cheap death, but basically, if I recall right, you can open this up and then go inside, and I think you're... Oh, hey. You pull on the cell door until the iron finally gives way. A hideous figure in the shape of a decapitated peasant forms inside the cell. The severed head speaks as it hangs from its hair. There's no escape from here. There's only one sentence in the cell, an eternal life sentence. There's no escape. No escape. No escape. His voice fades out as the ghastly image fades away. Alright. I don't remember that fella, but here we go. But yeah, if we go inside, we're dead. As you enter the cage, you hear this door slam shut behind you. There is no escape. You are trapped here for eternity. Eventually you die and your flesh decays, greatly adding to the old mansion's atmosphere. Right. So yeah, in the NES version, there is no warning about that whatsoever. Like that's where they tried to tone it down, but didn't actually, in the process, remove the warning. So yeah, go Nintendo. Yeah, we don't actually need to go up here. We got what we need. So, battle axe. Down to the kitchen. We have a cookie jar to open up. Oh, no, back this way. Here we are. Alright. Examine. Large cookie jar smells of vermouth. Operate. Axe. Cookie jar. Haha. You swing the mighty axe down into the jar, shatter it into millions of pieces. Did that destroy the cookie? Hold that thought. Can we destroy other things in here? I'm curious now. You should not try to cut the battle axe. Oh, no. Fuck it. Let's break the whole kitchen. Why not? I'm mad, man! I mean, really. If I somehow ended up with a battle axe in a haunted house situation, this is probably what I'd be doing with it. Just venting my frustrations on the world. Alright. Maybe I was mistaken. Oh, bugger. Hold that thought. I want to make sure I didn't just bone myself here. I know you can do this in the NES version. Maybe the axe actually destroys the cookie here. But we do need that cookie. It is plot critical. Just a second. Try hitting it, it won't break. Use the axe, take the cookie, and leave. Oh, wait! Wrong cookie. My bad. Or, wrong jar. My bad. Right idea, wrong location. We need to go to a lab. We need scientific cookies. Alright. So, back out this way. We open this door. The quick creature seems to be playing a catch me if you can game. He's winning. He waves his key wildly, teasing you with it as he runs through the room. Yeah, you forgot to accept cookies. Yeah, there we go. Alright. The walls of this room are lined with the heads of dead animals. Right. So, in a haunted house, this would be... Like, in a normal house, this would already be kind of unsettling. But in a haunted house, this kind of takes on a disturbing new context. But we are going to take this cage. We do need this. And unfortunately, we cannot take these guns. The rifle is locked in the gun rack. Obviously, the owner was concerned about safety and didn't want just anyone playing with the rifles. I like the idea of, like, some dude involved in the occult and, like, summoning demons or whatever the hell's going on, but is a otherwise responsible gun owner. Just that idea just tickles me pink. But yeah, we go out this way. Large expansive backyard reminds you of the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, barely leaning against the wall, just chilling. Now, Alright, we need a key to get that open. Oh Jesus! All right, that's gonna keep getting me. Again, the evil that dwells within the estate vies for control of your spirit. Its influence grows more and more powerful. Soon you will not have the strength of mind to fight it off. You can feel that the spirits collected here are anxiously anticipating your induction. Yeah, I summon demons, but I lock up my gun. I'm not a monster. All right, so we go into the greenhouse here. The steel and glass structure must have once housed a multitude of life forms. Now, potted corpses inhabit shallow clay graves. Seems living organisms don't do well on this estate. Whoever lived here must have had a gold touch, but no green thumb. This is just malevolence, pretty much, Orange. And yes, Zero, that is a time limit. Rather obnoxious one at that. Watering pot won't fit. Try to remove something from the inventory. Damn it. Alright. Let's set you down. Ah! We got the old standby problem of can't carry a battle axe, a cage, a knife, a spider, a locket, and all this other shit while picking up the watering can. Can we operate the watering can on the big pot here? I think that's the puzzle. You just sprinkled water on the plant. It didn't do nothing. I know one thing we gotta do is put a formula in this plant and it grows. Yeah, carrying too many dogs. Dry, rotten strands of wood stick out of the clay pot filled with dust that was once topsoil. Alright. Let's go over here. Oh, hell. As you approach the chapel entrance, you are confronted by two menacing dogs. The vicious canines block your path, teeth spared and snarling. As the dogs look over you, they begin salivating profusely. It seems an appropriate response to your arrival. Alright. Obviously, we cannot fight these dogs off. Yeah, you put down your dogs. Oh, man. Yeah, there they are. So, the solution here is we have to use one of the spells we learned earlier. Which was... Magisterium, Mystery, momentarily. I think it's this one, Illuminaris. Here we go. This is another big change from the NES version, because obviously it didn't have a text prompt. Motherfucker! Okay, wrong spell. Alright, well, there we go. Pump it in like that. Yes, I'll use a save game. It's possible I need to use a compound spell here. Like Luminaris Spearca? I don't know. Abraxas. Magical word. Vehicle through which magic is directed. Let's look around a little bit more. But yeah, in the NES version, they're just basically inventory objects that you use at fixed locations. Here, it is a bit more complicated. Now, what else do we have going on here? Alright, this room looks like your typical 20th century bourgeois bedroom. A place to relax, perhaps. Alright. Now, this thing right here is a trap. The symbol... Pentagram... Wait, no, wrong drawer, I'm sorry. There's one drawer around here. Oh, wait, no, this is the, Actually, they might have changed this. This might have been an NES thing where they changed the pentagram to a gem. But if you pick this up, the timer accelerates rapidly, and you'll die in like 4 or 5 turns. So we will be declining that. Can't teach the kiddies about pentagrams. They might get into that there D&D. Alright. No response from having the radio turned on. Yeah, my child would never play D&D. Yeah. Yeah, real hardcore role players have already moved on to Pathfinder. Alright, yeah, we already did that. Yeah, this is a PF2E household. Orange gets it. Alright. This room has a strange energy about it. There's a powerful presence in here. You do not feel alone, just insignificant. Alright. I think over here is another spell book. Alright. My star is gone, but not lost. Master's servant will pay for his indiscretion. The vehicle of my power has not yet served its purpose. When it sets me free, I will have a chance to realize my unlimited potential. Yeah, apostasy. Yeah. As old Hasbro buys that too. Oh, don't give them any ideas now. Forces of this technological society will be unprepared for the likes of me. I will not be denied. My omnipotence is inevitable. Alright. Hey, here we go. What's this? Alright. Seal on the scroll looks familiar. It displays a self-consuming snake. Ouroboros. For complete global saturation. Alright. On this paper, on the old paper, there are about 6 words spread over 2 lines. It reads, Specan Hephod Abraxas and Instantum Illuminaris Abraxas. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is teaching us the compound words we need to cast spells. Or the phrases. So we'll just put that over here. You know what, we can put the other letter in there. We should be okay. Oh, man. Let's see. What's this thing? Wax drippings cling to the side of the candle. That we might need. Alright. So yeah, I think we've got the spell we need to chase off the dogs now. So out we go. Let's see. Instantum Illuminaris Abraxas. Let's give that a try. Hold on a second. Wonder if we can copy and paste. That'd be helpful. Apparently not. Oh well. Instantum Illuminaris Abraxas. Yeah! Off you go now. With the utterance of these magic words comes a blinding bolt of lightning and a blast of thunder. At this the dogs recoil. They put their tails between their legs and scamper across the grounds of the estate. You now have access to the chapel door. From now on, you might want to watch where you step. Alright, now we can go inside. Now, some interesting things happen in here, including that one amusing little gag that I referenced before. So yeah, you stand in solemn awe of this abandoned house of worship. In the silence, you can hear the prayers of righteous predecessors. You feel the presence of many long-dead worshippers. You feel yourself a stranger, yet you feel protected. Alright, now, this is what's known as a cross-examination, okay? The small wooden cross, although dry and warped, exudes a distinct aura of purity and good like nothing else in this estate. It appears to be quite old. It has also been handled considerably, as shown by the many smooth surfaces that once had detail. Alright, let's take you. As you move the cross, you see an altar moved to the side. Now, here's where things get funny. Because you see that hole opened up, and that's an exit down there. But bad things happen if we go down there. Under the altar is a dark hole stretching down some 70 feet. The stale, damp odor of stagnant water and decaying flesh rises up out of the hole and brutally assaults your olfactory senses. So of course we're going to jump right into this bitch. Look, you really don't want to go down there. There's a spider down there that's bigger than a bread box. Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? So we have to keep trying, and the game will keep telling us, increasingly exasperated, not to do this. Yeah, really, that spider is bad news. Don't try to go down there. Oh, I'm going down there. This is a warning. Don't try to go down there again. Yeah, into the crypt, flyboy. The spider that's down there would rip you to shreds. Don't try to go down there. Well, now you know. There really is a spider to be aware of. So yeah, the cave is inhabited by a giant arachnid. Its 8 large hairy eggs stick into the mud. In a moment, the huge creature attacks you from above. It crushes your tiny body in its large, powerful jaws. So yeah, that of course is intact in the NES version, and it is the right level of absurd for this game, where it's not an unfair sudden death, it's just kind of a tongue-in-cheek way of warning you not to do this. There's another way you approach the creature and deal with it, but it's just kind of a funny little inclusion. But yeah, we do need the cross. Now, I think there's another cheap death somewhere around here if we open up this door here. Oh, it's locked. Can't open that. Never mind. Uh... What was that other spell? I know there's one spell to make the statue talk. Specon, Haphod, Abraxas. I think that's the one. Heavy stone bust displays a look of pious self-righteousness on its marble face. Alright. Specon, Haphod, Abraxas. Here we go. The marble bust speaks. It moans these words. Master, please open thy door for this poor family man, but do not let him travel in darkness. So yeah, that's a very subtle clue about what's coming. So again, we will save our game. And out we go. You step out of the church and immediately have another spiritual experience. A horrifying apparition, in the shape of a classic ghost, swoops down upon you like a bird of prey. You never had a ghost of a chance. The strange amorphous creature quickly peels the skin from your skull. Soon your system has lost enough blood to cause all your bodily functions to cease. So yeah, they rewrite this a little bit, but the essence of the text is still intact, and it's very clear this thing flays you alive. That fucked me up as a kid. Because it's just so sudden. Like, you just go outside and this thing is just on your ass. So the solution is really quite simple. We light these candles here. Actually, hang on a second. Operate. Matchbox doesn't do anything to can. Oh, I have to open the fucking matchbox. Okay, again, this is that kind of game. Alright. Operate. Match. And I'll bet we have to strike the match first. Blue tip on the short stick bursts into flame. Right. And now, operate, match. Matchbox goes into flame. Damn it! Because the fucking matches were in there. See what I'm talking about? This is what fucking adventure games were like back in the 80s. Like, it's not unintuitive, but you don't expect the game to have a level of depth that would allow you to screw yourself over, at least if you're not familiar with the genre. So, of course, the game lets you accidentally torch the matchbox that you have, contains the matches that you need to proceed. Yeah, Sierra bullshit at its finest, yeah. And this was an independent company. It's just, it's amazing how many games back what games back in that era expected of the player. Oop. All right. Operate, match, box. Here we go. Now operate, match, candle. Here we go. And now I think we head outside. Nope, damn it, we need more light. Fuck you too, Ghost. All right. You out. Operate. Match. Box. Operate. Match. Candelabra. Beautiful. This we take. And, you know, we can easily balance this shit. Oh, they even had the dead match as an inventory object. Awesome. Again, okay, kind of a lot happened there. Alright, let's get you out of the way. But yeah, all we needed was a light source in hand, and I think that's the only light source we have available. As you leave the chapel, a strange ghost flies over you. It does not attack you. The glow of the candles dims the presence of the ghost. It is offended by the flames and flies off to its supernatural home. A strange creature resembling an eye of wings with wings passes by. Do you ever get that feeling you were being watched? Alright. This, I think we are done with. We're going to leave this here to minimize clutter. Just a nice little candelabra display out there. Now this part I do remember. We're going to need a cage. So, doubling back to the house real quick. We'll set the axe down for now. And take this instead. Nice to see you too. Alright. A sense of paranoid claustrophobia creeps into your consciousness. You feel confined and watched as you wander the spooky stone labyrinth. Hmm. We might need something to properly navigate. We'll take a look. Don't look back. Something might be gaining on you. The cold monotony of these corridors makes you nervous and uneasy. Actually, since we're on the timer, I'm going to see if there's a trick to this. Huh. There does not appear to be a trick to this. Did they actually expect you to chart this out yourself? That would be mean even for the time. Ah, I guess they did. Damn. All right. Well, went in the 80s. So, here we go. Left. You are uneasy about continuing through this eerie labyrinth. The farther you go, it seems the farther you have to go. A sense of paranoid claustrophobia creeps into your consciousness. You feel confined and watched as you wander the spooky stone labyrinth. So again, I do feel like the game is doing right by its atmosphere and the overall mood of it. Even through the strangeness of some of the creatures you've encountered and the absurdity of some of the solutions, the overall feel of the place does have that mix of like conventional haunted house stuff and uh, more occult slash eldritch weirdness happening. Up twice. It's more the mechanics of the game that leave something to be desired. Alright, so what do we got here? A cracked tombstone juts from the hardened earth to mark a man's grave. You begin to wonder how many graves inhabit this maze. You also begin to wonder which came first, the labyrinth or the graves. Alright, so I think we go... Oh, here we go. Left twice. And then... Up twice. And then right twice. And then up twice. Then right twice. Here we go. Alright. Either this guy was buried prematurely, or he was resurrected late. What little flesh he has left hangs loosely from his exposed bones. He exudes the stench of decay that permeates the estate. Yeah, rip Big Rizzle. Anyway, right. So the solution here, it's hinted at in the letter we got at the very start with the amulet. But the solution here is to use the amulet on the zombie. Motherfucker! Okay. Pfft. Damn it. Okay, what keeps happening here is I keep having self-selected, and doesn't seem to be an easy way to deselect things. Here we go. So, operate, pendant, zombie. You show your golden talisman to the walking abomination, and it runs away. Booyah. I think in the NES version it implies you actually destroy it somehow, like energy shoots out or something. But that will not be the last we see of those things. Alright, now... right, so, right. Down, down. And we got another grave. What's special about this one? Oh, right. Yeah, this is where we need the bouquet of flowers. I remember this. So, examine grave. A stone cross has been planted in the sterile, rock-hard dirt that carpets this maze. This cross obviously marks a grave. So it seems as this sepulchral labyrinth could have been constructed upon a cemetery. So yeah, for some reason, it's so gaudy. Eek! Runs away. Yeah. It don't mean anything if you can't stand that bling. But yeah, for basically no reason, we have to plant the bouquet of flowers here, and that opens up a secret passage. Yeah. Again, this game does not play fair. I almost certainly needed a walkthrough to get through this back in the day. And let's see. In we go. All right. Here's the heart of the puzzle. Okay, motherfucker. Okay, we need a key for this. Oh, shit. I think I might have came in here a little early. So yeah, the puzzle here is there's 3 animals that pop out once we use the key on these, and we need to secure one of them without the other 2 killing us. So we might need to backtrack a little bit. Yeah, you need a Zelda solve puzzle chime there. Alright. Let us rewind. What? Oh, I fucking saved over it. Shit. Okay, okay. Well, right, there's these guys. So yeah, these... It's interesting because I don't think these guys kill you, but also you can't scare them off with the amulet. Okay, they do kill you. Right, your last moments are marked by wretched pain as you provide dinner for a group of ill-mannered guests that just wouldn't leave. Yep, save early, save often, but also make multiple saves. Alright, back out we go. You recall your childhood fears of thunder and lightning, as you remember how your uncle was struck while out golfing in a rainstorm. Now, if I recall right, we can use a spell to get out of here. Alright. Instantum. Magisterium Abraxas. Let's see. Instantum. Abraxas. Or wait, no, I probably typoed that. Hang on a second. Oh. Magisterium. Ah, it didn't work. Never mind. EX8CM down. Saints are weak to sniper rifles. Hell yeah. Get us the fuck us out us. Alright. Well, undoubtedly we'll lose a little too much time getting out of here conventionally. So what we're going to do is what I should have done at the start of this. And start again. Once you actually know what to do in these games, it honestly doesn't take you that much time to catch up. It is more kind of the obtuse nature of the puzzles that makes them more of a challenge than they otherwise would be. And, you know, fair play to puzzle games. The whole point is to create something that your brain has to pore over. But that depends on a certain underlying logic that this game obviously does not have. Anyway, oh, damn it. Hold on a second. No. We have to open the bottle first. Now we can tell Scarlet to go fuck off again. Okay. Operate. Now, see, this is some weird jank here because it didn't let me operate. Like, I clicked, I had self-selected somehow, but when I clicked operate to use it on the ghost, it acted like that was an action. So there is some funkiness here that I think lends, that I think is the nature of the port wrapper. There's something off about the way the UI works that sometimes works against you. And you kind of need to be careful about what you click on. Operate bottle on ghost. Yeah, get fucked. Alright. Upstairs. I will take that, thank you. We doing a speed run. Uninvited, 100% completion. Actually, right, we don't need anything in here. I think this is just a bathroom in here. Here we go. Bathroom is cold and dark. There is no toilet. Whoever lived here really did have a mysterious way of doing things. Hey, there's an aquarium here. 20-gallon fish tank. There seem to be tiny gold flecks drifting around in the tank. Well, before whatever happened here, it's comforting to know that they fed the fish. We are going to take this towel. Never know when you're going to need that. Just stomp it down the bathroom drain. Yeah, I mean, what else can you do, really? You got to go somewhere. Alright, out we go. Right. Timer started. We're on the clock. Can any of this open up? Alright, there goes the critter. I am going to break this mirror. Fuck you, mirror. Breaking glass gets your adrenaline flowing and gives you a false feeling of power. Fuck yeah! Alright, we do need the candle. I think, maybe, possibly. I feel like a Disco Elysium where we have the anti-object task force thought. Yeah, fuck this mirror. Alright, this must be the master bedroom. Interesting decor. There's a stale smell about this room, as if it hasn't been opened for years. Alright. Examine. Seems to be some sort of lab journal. Open. Examine. Diary reads, I have lost control of Drakan. My star student now fancies himself a master. Though his power is strong, his spirit is weak. He is easily corrupted by the dark spirits of greed and power. My servant, more aware than I, sealed his star in my hingeless box. They're locked away beyond his stare. I've hidden the key. A chair knows where. Alright. So yeah, this is a clue. What I was feeling around earlier for with the knife was a hidden key somewhere in the mansion, but apparently not where I thought it was. Let's look around. Cabin won't open. It's locked. Will this door open? Hell yeah. Alright. Whoever decorated this room had eclectic tastes. The decor of this room could be described as African Art Deco. Let's see. Mayan mask has a cold, hard stare. I wonder if we can take these. Is it in the wheelchair? Actually, that's a good question. Examine wheelchair. Antique wheelchair is your favorite piece of furniture in the house. Form and function combined to create the mobile seat. I'm going to save before we dick around with this thing. You feel just like Lionel Barrymore in It's a Wonderful Life. You roll around the room with a cackling laugh. All you need now is some good, honest working man's mortgage to foreclose on. Again, there is some enjoyable writing in this that is doing little nudges and winks at the player and acknowledging the various crazy things the interface lets you mess around with. So yeah, mobile seat, Mactum. A cut glass bottle with a matching cut glass cap contains brown liquid. You know what? Let us test the brown liquid. Operate brown liquid on self. You splash the brown liquid all over yourself. You smell like almond marzipan. Very nice. Oh, no, I probably needed to consume the brown liquid. Hang on a second. This might be brandy or something. What? Liquid. Don't drink it or you will die. Alright. I think the idea is the almond smell implies that it has been poisoned. So, yeah. Maybe we dodged a bullet there. Who knows? I'll have to be more careful. Well, I don't know. I'll have to check the footage on that. I thought I clicked no. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Maybe it's the will of the house getting in my brain. Anyway, let us open you up. Right, there goes the key critter. We will get your key, my little friend. Yeah, the malevolence. Alright. Let's get our spider bro here. We need a name for you. I'm going to call you Tracy. Come on, Tracy. We got adventure. Alright. Now, I could have sworn there was something in here we had to get that triggered a ghost, and that's what we used the spider on. The smell of the bottle almost definitely gestures to it being laced with cyanide. Yeah, I know that the almond smell, or almond taste, is commonly associated with poison. As you turn on the lamp... Okay, so the lamp opens something up. I thought I tried that. Here we go. Apparently didn't operate it hard enough. Now we got the ghost here. Alright, this is my room. Mine. Who let you in here? These are not the master's things. They are mine, mine. Alright, so this Jacob Marley looking motherfucker is what we need the spider for. So the solution is to throw Tracy the spider at the ghost. The possessive ghost shrieks at the sight of the stunned spider. Flustered and frightened, the spirit dissolves from view, leaving you again alone. So yeah, a couple interesting details there. One is that if he attacks you, you get covered in like acidic ectoplasm and fucking melt. And again, that was one of the more traumatic deaths when I played it back in the day. But two, there is no clue whatsoever this is what you're supposed to fucking do to the guy. Like, there's no, like, journal somewhere mentioning this guy was arachnophobic, or any indication that this would work. Only the presence of the spider and the, like, spider stunning stuff indicates that you could even pick it up. Never mind that you would actually need it for something. Yeah, in one of these rooms you're going to find a giant skeleton working a forge. Oh man, hey, Skeleton Bro was a champ in there. He was just committed to getting his work done. Anyway, let's take a look at this feller. He'd be a journal of some kind. We're going to open that up. Examine. Here we go. The master would or could not. The master would or could not. So I have stolen Dracon's star. He is an evil soul. Unlike the master, he uses his power for amusement and profit. He's not concerned with spiritual enlightenment. There's no compassion with his power. I grow weak. I am dying. I have hidden the star in Master's special box. It never opens. It has no locks. Dracon's star never discerns. In fire it freezes. In ice it burns. Alright. So, looks like we need the star to get a box open. Alright, so, is there anything else in there? Here, put this in the dresser for now. Okay, here's the closest thing you get to a clue. So yeah, whoever had occupied this room must have been satisfied with small accommodations. This does not seem quite as untidy as the rest of the house. You see no dust or cobwebs. Now hold on a minute, what's this up here in the corner? These little sprinkles of white here sure look like cobwebs to me. I found a plot hole! Excuse me, Mr. Writers of Uninvited. I'd like to... I have a suggestion for a patch. Right. Anyway, so back to the entrance hall. This is what I was messing around with the knife for. One of these should have it. Hold on a second. Operate, knife, chair. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So, in the NES version, there was a clue that if you felt around with a chair, you would notice that there was something hard stuck there. But it looks like here you needed to identify, you needed to read the journal saying the key was hidden in one of the chairs before you could actually find it. I await his 73-hour deconstruction of the Uninvited, listing every single typo on the script. Yeah, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the MacVentures. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so now we got a key here. Now we can finally start opening some doors. Alright, let's save. We're going to put a different save here. I don't know where my mind goes, where it does. Let's see. You know what? We can probably put Tracy the spider down. I'm going to put you over here. Alright. Trace, here you go. Run, be free, scurry. I'll never forget our time together. Alright. Now... let's see. There was... Can we use this to get that open? Operate key on wardrobe. Yes. Open. Alright. Now we got some... okay, yeah, here's the poison bottle. The black liquid is what they warned about. This fine-cut glass vial has a brilliant gold cap. Inside there's a strange black liquid. It rolls around in the vial without splashing. It seems as if it were in one piece. So yeah, that's the poison that went into the guy's drink, and he offed himself. Goodbye, Cider Spider. Have fun with the rest of those achievements. Alright. Now, I believe we needed Dracon's Star to open this bad boy. So we're just going to take that and hold that for now. Let's take a look at these scrolls. Alright, the heart of the Golden Maze contains the Blothney Gem. There are certain places you cannot go till you unlock the mystery. Well, good to know that now. Papyrus reads gold, silver, and mercury. Together they form a key. Alright. Alright, yeah, I know. I'm working on it. So that's a clue that we need the no, the atomic weight of those substances from the cards in the study. So that was doing a lot of repeat text here. Gold, silver, and mercury. Right. All right. So 80, 47. Uranium 92, hydrogen 1, 29, lead, gold. All right. So gold, silver, mercury. 79, 47, 80. Rock and roll. Actually, can we go to that door? Let's find out. Operate, key, door. Damn. Oh, right. I think that doesn't necessarily go outside. I kind of remember that one now. Slowly, it's coming back. I have most of the puzzles memorized, but not all. Right. So, if we go this way, I believe the key opens this up. Operate, key... Oh. Deselect self. Thank you. Yeah, see, if I operate, and then I, like, click my inventory here, it selects self for some silly reason. Key doesn't do anything. What? Do I just open this? Door won't open. It's locked. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. We need the gem from the maze for this. Bollocks. Box you collected in the fire. Inside the fire. Oh, wait, no. We do have to, we have to burn the box to get it open. Right. I thought it explicitly said we don't. Probably misread that. Alright, close the ripped chair. What we're going to do... Open the matchbox. We start a fire here. Operate match there. Operate match here. And then... let that stand into your fire. Alright. We get a brass pentagram that apparently survived the burning of the box. Hell yeah! Alright. Toss the... Oh, hey, oh, no, whoa. Keeping the battleaxe on me. That's my emotional support battleaxe. Alright. Room key picked up earlier. Okay, right. There's a cabinet over here. We can open up this thing. Right. So it's not always obvious what it is significant. You kind of have to feel around and find out if something is merely something you deal with later or something you ignore. For instance, this thing over here is rather unassuming, but if you poke at it, it does mention it's locked, and that's usually a sign you're going to get it open at some point. Alright. And now we got this spooky thing here. This little doll is the small reproduction of a gypsy fortune teller. So we're going to take the gypsy doll. Because, yeah, let's take a doll, like this creepy fucking thing, in the spooky haunted mansion. What could possibly go wrong? Alright. That's the first time... Oh, right. We used the spell we used to talk to the statue head. Right. So... that was... hold on a second. Cancel. We've got it right here. Specon, Hephod, Abraxas. That's it. The doll tells us some stuff. Logically, the battleaxe should be able to solve a lot more problems than the game allows it to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You absolutely should be able to cut some doors open with this fucking thing. Talk to my pious brother. He can help you find yours. A word from him can open doors in high places. Yeah, that's real helpful. Alright. Open the door in front, go through. Alright, well, we'll leave the gypsy doll here for now. We're done. We will take the cage. Why not? Yeah. It's funny because I thought the game was basically silent until sound effects started. Operate the key you got earlier. Okay, so the key I got now is what I needed in the maze. And let's see. We also need the fruit. Hold that thought. Alright. Anything in the fruit? Version, you only need to water it once. A faucet outside. Operate the water can on the empty pot. Interesting. Examine. Okay, examine. Plant is seriously dead. Examine. Ah! Alright, so you use the pot on this filler. Water streams through the can into the hard and cracked soil. The dry dirt quickly sucks up the liquid nourishment. The potted plant was obviously in need of a drink. Did we do this twice? Watering can's empty. Nothing is growing in it. And now leave the greenhouse and choose the right path this time. Keep examining things. Oh, right. So we just keep looking around, and then eventually a thing happens. Oh, water it once. On the empty pot. Take it and put it on the floor. Okay, so something is growing. Here we go. So I think the idea is you water it once, and yeah, tiny sprout has pushed its nose out of the dry dirt. First stage of its life, now struggles for survival. Alright, so we'll leave that there. In fact, we'll set it up here. Let it keep on keeping on. Get what little sunlight there is. We'll go over here and solve some puzzles. Just a second, doggies. Spicon, he fod. This was meant to be just a short Sunday stream, but I figured might as well go all the way. Because we are not done with the crazy puzzle solving just yet. Oh, not by a long shot. Alright, that opens that up. Take that. Oh. Right, we gotta set some stuff down. Alright, cage out. Candles in. Outside, by goes the ghost. Candles out. Cage back in. Alright. I had to. I just had to. Now I think we're ready for the maze. Now, what was that there? Path? At the very least, I have to show you what's at the heart of this maze because it is impossible to expect. Like, in no sane universe... Ah, motherfucker! Yeah, in no sane universe would you expect what is waiting for you here. The very idea is madness. Operate. Pendant. Get fucked, sir. Now, let's see. Right, down. Almost, but not quite the Konami code. Alright. Okay, so you can just drag stuff on there. Nice. Alright. Through here. Now. Alright, here we go again. Operate. Key. Here we go. Alright. So, let's see. This one key unlocks all 3 cages simultaneously. The iron-barred doors spring open. 3 animals jump out of the cages. They are bewildered by their freedom and new surroundings. They also look hungry. Okay, so you've got like a hawk or an eagle, some other large bird, a snake, and I think that's like a coyote or bobcat or something. A large, hungry cat. And if you pick the solution is to put one of these animals in the cage, and then the second one takes care of the third and buggers off. But it's a little unclear unless you were paying attention to that painting back in the dining room, which showed the bird carrying the snake off, which is a clue that you need to deal with the bird. So, for funsies, let's see what happens if we don't do that. Oh, pff, yeah, they all just gang up on me. The three hungry animals, now free from their cells, have spotted their dinner. The animals attack you in a pecking, biting, snarling mass. Fantastic. So yeah, we have an alliance of bird, cat, and snake just fucking me up here. See what I'm talking about? Every square inch of this game is trying to murder you, and it doesn't give a fuck what you think of it. Your only recourse is to survive and eventually figure out. God damn it! Right, I forgot to fucking save. All right, back in. A flurry of feline feathers and fangs. Yeah, I know. I love that alliteration there. Operate key here. You've got the triangle. Zelatath beats Olioth beats Kartuga. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, what we do is we put the bird in the cage, and the snake pounces on the cat. Before the dazed bird can spread its wings, you grab and quickly trap it in the portable cage. The bird is unharmed, but the uncaged animals then furiously attack each other. The cat snarls, the snake counters with a quick venomous strike. Poison goes from the snake's fangs to the cat's bloodstream and easily disables and kills the formerly ferocious feline. Again, with the alliteration. God damn. I can't be mad at anything that is this clearly joyful, is the thing. They had fun with this, and I appreciate that. So yeah, Snake there is too busy with its current meal. We now have a caged bird. Amusingly, if we tried to cage the cat, the bird would carry off the snake, kill it, and then instantly come back and kill us. So that thing was that thing works quick. Now, let's see. So down 2 times. Okay, this is the thing I was talking about. The thing you cannot in any way prepare for. That never in a million years I would guess is in this fucking game. So let's save. Down we go. And we got this thing. Before your eyes is the biggest, strangest creature you've ever seen. It bounces up and down as if trying to tell you something, however, you can't figure out what it's trying to say. You don't even know if it's friendly. So yeah, we have fucking Attack of the Killer Tomatoes here, just in the middle of the labyrinth for no explicit reason. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not part of the lore, it's not explained anywhere. It doesn't even, like, threaten you, it's just kind of sitting in your way. Yeah, is that the annoying orange? Tomato. So yeah, the Cheshire grin of the huge scaly orb matches your impatience, measure for measure. So let's talk to it. We'll say hello. You can talk to the bouncing creature all you want, but if it answers, let's punch it. The bouncing creature is undamaged. So this thing is weirdly nice to us relative to the other inhabitants of the house. There's basically nothing we can do to it that would hurt it, and it in no way ever actually endangers us. Yeah. Does it bleed ketchup? You know what? Let's find out. You should not try to hack up the bouncing creature. Oh, come on, game. A real Sierra adventure game would let me, like, attack the thing and it would, like, crush me or something. Can we consume the tomato? The bouncing creature would be hard to swallow. Well, that's why you do it in small bites, like dealing with an elephant. But yeah, the solution here is to give it the bird. So, operate cage. Or actually, open cage. Here we go. The bird was happy that you released it. The strange creature was utterly fascinated by the bird. It gave chase to eat it. And that's the solution to the puzzle. We give it a bird, and it flies off, and the tomato was just sitting on the gem that we used to get in the Magisterium. That's it. That's the puzzle. this fucking game. It's just. Oh man. All right. So, get out the maze. Okay, so this is interesting. The Nintendo version did have a spell to instantly teleport you out of the maze, but I guess we gotta take the long way out. So, yeah, up, right, down, here we go, right, down. Beautiful. It's just that easy. Yeah, this game seems like distilled guide, dang it. Yeah, if If the puzzles don't drive you mad, the text and some of the things you run across will. But anyway, now we have the gem. Now, okay, many of the voices in your head, in your mind, are now not your own. You begin to feel almost at home here amongst the undead. To your dismay, the other world is beginning to look more attractive to you than this one. Its inhabitants beckon to you, but you're not ready to join them. You do not know where you found this final reserve of willpower. It came not a moment too soon. It is almost too late. Alright, clock's ticking. We gotta hustle. Pretty sure in the Elden times, you were supposed to be taking notes and drawing maps across multiple plays. I think that's what they intended for you to do. Anyway, so now this pot has literally borne fruit, and we're going to take that. Actually, examine. Here we go. So, hold on a second. Save before we do this. We'll save over that again. Because there's got to be some way to take the fruit off the plants. Because we need that. We don't necessarily need this. Alright. Do we open the plant? Nope. Do we consume the plant? You sink your teeth into newly ripened fruit. The fruit's juices burn your throat on their way to your stomach. The pain in your innards soon becomes unbearable. The excruciating sensations send you into unconsciousness and cause your bodily functions to permanently cease. Awesome! So yeah, one other interesting change is, rather than the fruit being poisoned or whatever's going on there, if you bite into the fruit in the NES version, you, like, rapidly age like you drank from the wrong grail. Yeah, I don't think that tomato was ripe. Clearly not. So I think we just take the whole frickin' plant with us. Why not? Alright, now, out we go. The gem goes in the door here. What? Operate gem hole. Beautiful. Oh, and then we got this fucking thing. Hi there, fella. How's it going? Alright, a strange, hideous creature inspects you, probing rhythmically with its tongue. Its ghastly face eyes you suspiciously with a cold, unblinking stare. It's stationed in front of the center door. Its intense stare studies your every move. It seems angry. Alright, well, let's settle its hash. Operate battleaxe ghost. Aw, damn it. See, this is the no fun allowed game. Anything that's weak enough we could conceivably kill it, we're not allowed to just take the obvious solution here. Damn it. Can we talk to it? Hello. Your words go unnoticed. Alright, can we punch the demon? The demon is undamaged. Damn it! Well, fortunately, we did find one indirect means of disposal. If we can't just hack the fucking thing up, maybe it wants a snack. You offer the potted plant to the ugly creature. At this, the strange creature's hungry eyes light up. It voraciously attacks the plant, seizing one of its fruits. In one swallow, it downs the entire juicy seed bearer. As it swallows the fruit, the hideous creature disappears. So yeah, all we had to do was give it poison fruit, basically, and it just buggered off. Awesome. Yeah, simple violence in a horror game where you're regularly flayed alive? No. Door won't open, it's locked. Oh, we'll see about that. Damn, alright, not that simple. Open this door. Hey! Alright. Examine. Language of this text is indecipherable to you. Perfect. Yeah, demon was just hangry. Alright. Hey, doors. Okay, it foolishly leaves its key. Alright, maybe we don't do anything in here just yet. Open this door. Finally, we get to use the fucking battle axe. But first, we have to open the safe. And again, the puzzles are just crazy here, because what we do... This safe is locked, and this is the combination we found earlier, which was 79, 47, 80. And inside is a cookie jar. Finally, at long fucking last, we get to use the battle axe. Operate. Battleaxe. Cookie jar. You bring the axe down upon the jar. The jar crumbles, but the contents remained intact. That's just how the cookie jar crumbles. Hey-o! And I believe that's all we needed to do here. Like, I don't think the science equipment actually does anything. We literally just had to come to the magic lab to get a cookie. Alright. Now we go to the right. We can finally... Hold on a second. I know there's another exit here. Brace yourself again, kids. Trapdoor is now open. I think that goes down to kind of the end game area. So we want to make sure we're actually done in the house before we do. So what we do with this here cookie... We drop it here, I believe. And I think eventually the critter comes back and eats it. Another demon guy. The key. So I guess we just kind of wait around till he shows up. There he goes. Hey! Right. The grinning demon finally stops running. He grabs the waiting cookie, nibbles on it, and quickly runs from the room. In his wake, he leaves the key which he carried with him. You now have the key, but his disappearance leaves you feeling slightly lonely. Aww. Again, a shame we had to... I'm just going to leave the poison fruit here. Why not? A shame... Oh, this is interesting. The chess table is quickly pushed back into position by an occult presence that cannot be seen. You seem the ghost likes to keep things neat. But yeah, there goes one of the only other friendly demons in the game. And yeah, it's kind of sad to see him go. He's a cute little bugger. Yep. Yeah, now we're ready for the end game. Yeah, no table flipping for us. Alright, save. And down we go. You slide thigh deep into this bubbling tar pit. You nearly choke on the noxious odor of flesh and decay. Your stomach turns as you slide deeper into the tar. Now, I think this is also kind of a maze. Let's see. Go through the right tunnel. The DOS version go in the left tunnel. Well, here we go. An acrid mist rises from the frozen sludge of the cave mouth. The misty tendrils form themselves into a robed human figure. He has an almost benevolent appearance. He says, "You come. You've come. I've been waiting for you. For you!" The mist reforms and he disappears. You stand in a section of cave that is mysteriously frozen. Alright, this is what an earlier document was referring to. It might be one of these. No. We got that. Gold, silver, mercury. No, we're done with that. Yeah, the clue was basically we use this star on the frozen wall here. So, operate, star. Operate, star. Here we go. You place the brass pentagram in a... Okay. Kind of a lot happened there. Right. Back up we go just a little bit. You place the brass pentagram in a pentagon in a nuke in a nook in the ice. Instantly, the star glows red, and a strange creature appears. It is shaped like a pyramid covered with flames. It approaches the ice mass and engulfs it. Steam bursts from the block as it rapidly melts. The melting ice mass creates a flow of water that rushes into the next cave. I know, honestly, I wish you could just kind of nuke this place.
Yay!
Or Yo gets it. She knows what's up. So yeah, the current sweeps a human figure from within the ice to the next cave. The robed man reappears and speaks directly to you. "You must hurry, my son. I've been waiting a long time. So has he. We both lack patience. Hurry and get rid of him, as far away as possible." So yeah, the puzzle here is to deal with this fucking guy. Cave contains a strange stone altar. There's a deep pit in its center. Now, if you've been paying attention to the documents, you know all this goes back to a single guy named Drakon, who was, like, using magic, but, like, turned evil and, like, betrayed his apprentice. And his apprentice, the robed guy we saw, I believe, sabotaged some of his plans and managed to freeze him in ice, but now he's quickly thawing, and if he wakes up, we're dead. So I think... Does he kill us instantly if we do anything here? Not yet. In his dark robe, the frozen figure begins to thaw rapidly. As his temperature rises, you feel a powerful, evil presence filling the room, along with a very, very noxious odor. The entire room is filled with a loathsome cold blanket of oppression. You now begin to realize why you felt so much foreboding and why all the trees and wildlife have withered. You feel like you're about to panic, and with every passing moment, that feeling increases. Well, I know how to settle his hash. Have at you! You should not try to hack up the evil genius. Come on! What better possible use for a battleaxe could we have than cutting off the head of an evil wizard? Like, this is adventuring 101, man. God damn. No, the solution is to dump this man down a hole. You attempt to shove the frozen figure into the dark pit. Unfortunately, he has regained consciousness. He uses your weight and momentum to send you hurtling into the bottomless pit. Shocked, you fall helplessly into the abyss. The speck of light above you disappears as you become part of the darkness. Motherfucker! Alright, so you gotta work quick, otherwise he springs up and kills you. Let's try that again. Down we go. Actually, where did these other ways go? Oh, hey, it's the spider. I'm just gonna back off. Yeah, bro really just went, no you. Alright, so that's the way back up, but we can't go. A bat flies by as you watch. You hope that it was only a bat. I do like the... I do like the image of us just going right up to the spider and... You're like, yeah, I walked into the wrong room here. I'm just gonna go. And it just kind of stares at us. Have you been there when I was playing Deathgate? That's a good question. I don't think I saw that, no. But yeah, this kind of epitomizes the dumb bullshit that adventure games did all the time back in the day. And we just kind of put up with because there wasn't really a lot else to play. You're like, I'll play this game because it's basically the only game I have. Or it's like one of 10 or something. Alright, so anyway, yeah, we pushed the robe man into this dark, bottomless pit. His moan echoes for quite some time, gradually fading. So yeah, outside the context of the game, we have thawed a man out from ice that we didn't even know existed. We don't know who he was. A ghost told us that he's just, like, evil and do something about it. So we see him lying there and just shove him into a hole and he's fucked. Oh, man. There was a moment where I solved the puzzle in the way the game didn't like it, and it actually popped up, this is the wrong solution, try again, because I solved it not the way it wanted me to, though correctly. Oh, that's beautiful. Imagine the layer of pettiness to include an alternate logical solution to the puzzle and then go, no you cannot. Yeah, like, they have to specifically code that, is the thing. The game, it's not just that the game doesn't let you do that, but they recognize it might be a viable solution, and they just say, no, do something else. Anyway, now we go upstairs. Oh, right, we use this key on the door, I believe. Oh, shit. Alright, shit's getting real. So yeah, as you enter the study, the door slams behind you. You can hear the high-pitched moans of a young boy and something else. You recognize the pained voice as that of your little brother. It's the first sign of him that you've encountered. The sound seemed to emanate from upstairs. The screams cut off suddenly. The silence is deafening. Alright, so finally we have a clue as to where our little brother is. Honestly, it's on him for not figuring out the flight spell. Yeah, only a complete loser of a wizard would not figure out levitation spells, you know? Only a guy that had absolutely no idea what he was doing would focus on purely offensive magic and not pick up some utility stuff along the way. Your brother's screams get louder as you enter the upstairs hallway. You must be getting closer to him. So, yeah. We've got one more crazy puzzle to deal with, and again, this is something no sane person would think to do. But it just kind of happens. So yeah, as you enter the bathroom, the door slams shut behind you. Your brother's screams are deafeningly loud in here. It almost seems as if he's on top of you, as if someone or something wants you to be here. Right. So all we can really do is muck around with stuff in here. So we'll save one more time. And just poke at stuff. Just hit stuff. Break the mirror. So you're not very surprised as small fragments of glass fly through the air. Just punch everything. Hamper is undamaged. I like that we were able to break the mirror, but couldn't break the hamper. I don't want to mess with the fish. They're nice. They're helpful. Those are good fish. But no, what we actually have to do is work the faucet here. Bathroom on the faucet. Oh. I think we have to open faucet. Here we go. Oh. Open one of these. Here we go. Alright. The pipes rattle momentarily, then hot water bursts forth from the faucet. The drain in the tub does not seem to be functioning. Alright. The drain does not work. The water in the bathtub now begins to overflow. So yeah, the solution here is to wait for the bathtub to overflow, and then use that to float up to the light, which we will open, and that takes us to the attic. Jesus. So yeah, let's open... Can we open the other one? Your feet start getting wet. You were really in no hurry to take a bath, but there are some things beyond your control. Alright. Water's flowing into the tub. Can we open this? You can't reach the light. Light fixture seems to have been shaped to be gripped. There is no light switch. So yeah, there's no real indication that this is what you need to do, but you're in a confined situation and there's not much else to do. Just keep poking at it and you'll eventually get there. Yeah, the bathroom cannot be opened. Well, not anymore, clearly. Yeah, what did you say? It's like I understood every word separately, but not the way they come together. Yeah, our solution is to flood the bathroom, which we did completely unintentionally. And I don't think you could even operate the tub ahead of time. I think it's just a thing you can only do once you're in the endgame. Let it flood, and then you float up to the hole, and now you can go up. Hey, there's our boy. The small claustrophobic chamber is stuffy and cold. The air in here is so thick that you can barely catch your breath. Now, fortunately, the water will not continue flooding up in here. But we do have one final threat for us before we can get out of here. I know, impressive pressure on the faucet. Like, that took... Like, it would take several minutes just to fill the bathtub, never mind the room, and that's assuming you had a perfect seal on the door, which you don't. Yeah, how the flying fuck did he get up here? Yeah, no kidding. Like, obviously, the thing brought him up, like, whatever kidnapped him must have brought him up here, but, like, how? I don't know, I have questions. Anyway, there's a very strange look in your brother's eyes. They are not his own. A low baritone voice oozes from his mouth. He curses and threatens you, but there's pain and fear in his voice. So, what do we do to our brother here? No. Cancel, speak. Hello. The kid brother can't hear you. Exorcism time! Exactly. You know what? Orange, you got it. That's what you do. For the first time in the game, we use the hit button. The hit command to solve a puzzle. Standard sibling interactions, exactly. And then we got this guy here. So, awesome. This is basically the final boss. At this point, your brother's expression goes blank and a misty specter grows out of his body. A demonic visitor appears and begins wailing these foreboding words. This little one is too weak for me. I need new blood and a stronger body. I need you. I will have you. You will join us. Now! The hideous creature now hovers threateningly in front of you. Your brother, now freed from the evil demon that was dwelling within, runs out through the window, scared out of his wits, and very glad to have them back again. So yeah, this thing obviously will possess us, and you know, I do think this is actually a pretty, for a game in 1986, it's an impressive design. I found it pretty terrifying when I played this game when I was like 10. It survived the port to the NES mostly intact, but just the fact that we got up here by flooding a bathroom and all the other insane shit that we've had to deal with for before coming here lends a strange tone that is hard to take seriously. Anyway, the solution here is to just throw the cross at it. You display this simple religious symbol, and the aggressive demon recoils in terror. The horrifying sight of this small wooden cross causes the demon's power to ebb. In an instant, the menacing apparition fades into nothing, leaving no tangible evidence of his having been there. Yeah, the power of Christ compels you, bitch. Thanks for the save, Jesus. Yeah. Also, nice of this haunted house to have a church that is properly sanctified and items in the church that are still holy and usable on evil creatures. Like, man, talk about just being ready for anything here. So anyway, now we go out and our kid brother's there. Hey! Tracy's there too. See, they're getting along. So you climb through the window out onto the balcony. You're surprised the air is so mild. In fact, a warm, pleasant breeze wafts past. A bright, warm sun begins to shine through the clouds. You and your brother bask in the warm, golden glow of the summer sun. Your brother is now himself again. You are aware of a sense of peace and triumph. You have done very well indeed. Congratulations! By defeating the evil entities that had taken possession of both this mansion and your little brother, you, Maxine Johnson, have proven yourself master of the House of Abraxas. Oh, we can print this. Oh, that's adorable. You know, what the hell? Does that actually interface? It does. Oh, that's great. I'm going to print that and put it on a wall. Yeah, free house, exactly. This is what you did to get real estate in the 1980s. Like, this is the secrets. This is the secret backstory to Glengarry Glen Ross. Awesome. And that's the Uninvited. God. I had forgotten, I remembered how crazy it was. I forgot how mean it was. And I remembered a lot of the bullshit it makes you do, but some of it is just, like, sadistic in what it expects of the player, especially on a time limit. Like, I actually do appreciate some of the mechanical changes in the NES version. Lord knows, I don't know that I would have finished this on my own back in the day. I don't know if I would have understood what was happening. But, man. And it's a shame, because I think there is something fascinating about what these games do. Adventure games always kind of struck me as having a cheat code to telling unorthodox and more involved stories because they don't involve regular combat. You're in a area where you're solving puzzles and interacting with creatures, but you're not necessarily fighting everything you come across. It doesn't have to justify that, and the puzzles aren't really navigational so much as situational. Encounter room, find objects to use on problems, proceed to next room. But in this case, the logic is all kinds of warped, and you factor that in with some of the absolutely strange things you run across, and it feels like it's just kind of all over the place. Like, there's things in here that I genuinely found disturbing as a 10-year-old, and even now still strike me as, like, preying on some kind of visceral fear, but it's just offset by some of the weird bullshit you do to get there. Like fucking no ghost spray on the Gone with the Wind ghost, throwing a spider at the servant ghost to chase him off, battleaxe to break open the cookie jar so I can feed the dancing demon to get the key so I can head down into the basement and blast the ice wall and toss the wizard into the hole, then flood the bathroom to go rescue my brother with the power of punching him in the face and blasting the demon with the power of Christ. Like, that's this fucking game in a nutshell. And say what you will about it, it sticks in the memory. Oh, man. The 80s was just a special time. You could tell they were kind of making it up as they go. And these are some of the interesting experiments that emerged. And while I would not call them good games, they are still interesting games. And it's kind of a fun little formative experience that I still kind of enjoy, even through the jank and the bad design. Yeah, not being able to use the battleaxe on the mage was definitely the lowest point of the game. They haven't invented good gameplay yet. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Music Bee is fun. In fact, you know what? I will risk issues here, and I will fire up the NES version real quick. Because I want to introduce you all to the Dancing Demon the way I experienced him. So yeah, you can see there were compromises made to get this thing working at all. But the layout is intact and most of the puzzles are as well. There's just a lot less detail. There he is! Oh, look at that little guy! I'm gonna call that guy Claudio. That was definitely not your imagination. This little creature is running circles around you. Like, just appreciate the goofy little dance number that it has, the tone. Like, again, say what you will about the tone of this game, it sticks in the memory, and weird little decisions like this help. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, but the control scheme seems ill-advised. Yeah, obviously they did what they could to make a Nintendo controller work with the complexity of the interaction, but it still leaves a lot to be desired and makes up for a lot of annoying manual movement around some pretty involved lists. Anyway, thanks for the memories, Claudio. Tracy, keep on crawling on. But yeah, that'll do it for tonight. That ran a bit long, but I figured I was kind of hoping to get through it anyway, so it's a trip down memory lane, and it's a fun little formative experience in gaming for me. So I don't expect... It is not a good game, but it is an entertaining game, and sometimes that's all you need, you know? It's a microcosm of what was wrong with the Ultima 5 port. Yeah, I can see with that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a good night, and we will be back on the 15th to finally start Clair Obscure Expeditions 33. Very much looking forward to that one. I'll be working on my French accent, which will be scarier than anything we saw in this game, I promise you. But have a good night, and see you next time.